All right, just want to welcome everybody to the KevCAM Night School. Tonight we'll actually be covering the milling fixtures. Just want to thank everybody for taking the time out of the night to watch us, and hopefully we don't put you to sleep tonight. But what we'll be going over now is the milling fixtures inside SolidCAM. Now you guys can do this in many different ways, and I'll try to show you as many different ways as possible so you guys can get as many different options. But when you start a new SolidCAM project, what you're actually doing is when you say SolidCAM new milling and you do external, what it does is it actually opens up SolidWorks in the assembly level. Nice thing to do with that is we can bring more components in with that. Now what you guys can do is you can also start your project with the assembly already put together and start your new SolidCAM project off of that, or you can bring your fixtures into SolidCAM. The nice thing when you do that is it doesn't reflect back on that original model. So you're not messing with the engineer's model, you're not adding, making copies of that model. You're just working inside SolidCAM the entire time running on that fixture. So real nice feature inside there, and would love to use the power of SolidWorks. So with that being said, we'll get the ball started here. So you'll see we just have a simple 2.5D part here, and we want to add a Kurt vise onto here. So all we have to do is, since we're inside SolidWorks, we can just click on the insert component, and we'll browse. And I actually browse over to a Kurt vise that I actually have. And what we'll do is we'll just bring it in there, just drop it in just like that. So now, for those of you that are wondering about Kurt vises, where do you get these models and stuff? There's two websites that I use a lot for my tooling and fixturing. I'll show you guys here. First one is McMaster-Carr. What I use there is a lot of their nuts and bolts and screws and all that stuff. They have 3D CAD models of all this stuff for you already done up. So definitely go on there, and if you're looking for nuts and bolts, toe clamps, all that good stuff, they have it all in McMaster-Carr with 3D models that you can download for free. My other favorite one is 3D Content Central. In 3D Content Central, it's a supported website by SolidWorks, and you can just basically type in there what you're looking for. So I typed in Kurt vise and actually got my vise that I was looking for there. But if you guys are using chick vises or dual chick vises, stuff like that, or even toe clamps and all that stuff, the sky's the limit on what's in here. So definitely, and this one is 3D Content Central and McMaster-Carr. So with that being said, what we'll do is we have our vise here, and what we want to do is just mate it up like you normally do. So we're going to kind of go over a little bit of a SolidWorks side of things here first, and then we'll get into the SolidCAM. So right when you bring that in there, it comes in as a subassembly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dissolve the subassembly and kind of get everything broken up here. And what I'm going to do is float this vise. So now I have, you'll see I can move my vise how I want it here. So I'm just going to kind of get it relative to position here, and you can drag it around how you want. So the nice thing is, definitely use SolidWorks to your advantage. So we'll get this mated up here. Just give me a few seconds while I get this mated up. And then what we'll do is come into our advanced mates and do a width, so it's centered in that vise. All right. So now we have this fixture fully mated up in here. So that's basically it for bringing in your fixture. Now, like I said, you can start off this with the assembly and do solid and put this stuff all in there, get it all mated up, and then bring it into SolidCAM also. So a couple different ways of doing it. I would recommend doing it this way just because you aren't messing with the original model. The engineer won't have an assembly of his model, or if you're working with Vault, you don't have to check it out or anything. So use SolidCAM to your advantage there. So first thing what we're going to want to do is come in here and label our fixtures. So you'll see over on the left-hand side here, fixtures. So just right-click and do a define. And we'll just say this is clamping fixture. And just click on the components that are part of your fixture. A couple of different ways of doing that is you can just click and grab everything. You can open up your tree, grab everything, or you can do the CAD selection and select everything minus the part. Now down farther here, you'll see that we actually have a facet tolerance. Basically, how it is the tighter you make that, the better it's going to look in Solid Verify, but the more time it's going to take. With that being said, you can just click the Show button to make sure you have all the stuff that you are looking for your fixture. It just takes a few seconds to populate the picture. So it looks like I have my vise jaws, everything in there. I'm missing my nut or my bolts, but no big deal there. And what you can do is we can label this too. So we can say, maybe we'll just call this G54. So we're working with Mac 1 position 1. So now what we can do is we can start programming. But anytime you guys make a op1 to op2 part, or anytime you add a new chord sys, you should always add a machine setup. So for that, all you have to do is just right click on your operations, come to machine setup, and it will grab your Mac 1 position 1. It already has my fixture in there, and I can just hit OK. So that will show up a new setup there. So now I can do is add a, we'll just do a 2D machining for right now. And we'll grab our stock, grab our depth here. And we'll just use a 1/2 inch cutter for this. We have our level set, so we can just do save and calculate. Now when we go to do a solid verification, you'll see that our vise is in there with full crash detection also. So see, we have our tool path. We're not crashing into our fixture. Let that clear out that area here. Now let's just say we typed in a wrong number, whatnot, and we actually crash into our fixture here. So let's just do minus 10 thou pass. Now when we go to solid verify, actually let me take this all in one step here. And I'm just going to modify my tool so we can take just a little bit more than 0.1 here. So that way we take it all in one step here, so we don't have to wait for it. So you'll see instantly I get a crash between tool and fixtures detected. If I click yes, what it's going to do is every move, it's going to warn me that it's crashing through the fixture. If I hit no, it's going to just keep continuing on. I'll hit no, and you can actually see where I'm actually plowing through my fixture. So anytime that you guys see red on here, that means we're kind of cutting through our fixture, which is a problem. And if it's just a slight little hair cutting through, if we kind of get in here, zoom up on this, you'll see just a little bit there. You're going to see it on the machine, trust me. Been there, done that on accident. So the nice thing too is we can use our fixture as a level. So we can hit the green check mark there. We'll get rid of that extra 10 thou, save and calculate, and actually what we'll do is we'll actually raise this up just a little bit. Now let's just do 10 thou. So we stay away from that fixture. So that's basically how you do a fixture. So real easy, simple. You're using more of your SolidWorks skills than your SolidCAM skills to define these fixtures in here. But now, if you wanted to do a op1, op2 running the same parts at the same time, definitely we can do that also. So what we'll do is we'll turn the tool path off for that one, and we'll bring our part over here. And let's just say we're going to do the back side. We'll do the insert that curt vise again. Just kind of get them rotated around here. Go back, do a dissolve subassembly. And we'll float it. And then we'll do the same thing as what we did before. Made it up. we'll just do another width mate here, and let's have this one wrapped up here. All right, so now we got that there, and let's just make these parallel. And let's do the bottoms too. So looks like we're actually sitting on a table. Okay, so we got two vices sitting right there. And we'll treat this as we're running both parts at the same time. So maybe you guys are running this part over here, and then it gets flipped over, so you guys can actually run two parts at the same time here. Actually, let's just do a width mate here. Oops. Let's do 8 inches. Okay, so now we have everything mated up how we want. So, like I said, basically where you guys are kind of more for production here, but if you're machining on this side and then you flip it over and go onto this side, or the reverse rule. So what we'll want to do is come in here and label that one as our target. We can also label the stock in here. And actually, let's not. We'll just leave that for right now. And then what we'll want to do is add another chord system there. And that's going to be our G55, which is going to be our Mac 2. So we'll just go ahead and switch to Mac 2, position 1. And we'll just click on the top of the face. And yeah, that will work. Now, when you guys are using coordinate systems in fixtures, definitely we can put a coordinate system on your fixture too. So if you guys are planning on probing a dowel pin hole or probing a dowel pin, definitely you can set your coordinate system off of that fixture too. All right, so what we'll want to do now is add our fixture in here. And we'll just call this G55, and you want to grab both fixtures so you can kind of see them both at the same time. And get all the components here. And we'll just do a show to make sure we have everything that we selected here. All right, looks like we got both our fixtures. Yep, we should be good. Hit the green check mark. And what we'll do is we'll add a machine setup. And we'll switch this over to our Mac 2. And we'll switch this over to G55. Hit OK. And now, if we do a face mill under the Mac 2, and let's just add a face mill in real quick here. Got a 2-inch. And we'll just go down to 10th thou. Now you'll get our fixture in there. You'll see our part in there. And we have both of them, so you guys can play that first one through, play your second one through. I'll slow this down a little bit here. You actually see we're machining off the part. So real nice, easy to use, using multiple fixtures. And you guys can continue this on, if you had a 4-op or 4 vices in there, or 4 even completely different parts, and you want to keep it all together, definitely bring all those parts in there using the assembly. Just do an insert component just for that particular part. Just make sure you label it as your target. So that's a real nice feature in there. So now, another nice feature you've used in our fixtures, if you guys use the setup sheets, we'll just hit generate here. It takes a couple seconds to pull up the Microsoft Word document. So you'll see we have our two parts there, and what you guys can do is you guys can swap these pictures out. You can come in, do screenshots. You can label this as your op1, op2, and get different pictures for each one. These are fully customizable for you guys. But another nice feature is if I have the fixtures turned on the last page, it should show me a picture preview of my different fixtures I have right there. So you'll see here's my 54 and my 55, and you guys, like I said, these are fully customizable for you guys, so you guys can switch these around as you please. Just want to show one other example of using a fixture here. What we'll do is, let's just close out of this one for right now. And this one's just kind of set up like a chick vise, just a single action chick vise here. So I got my chick vise on there, some toe clamps going on there. And when we go to play this through, we'll just do simulate and do a solid verify. You'll see I have all my toe clamps there. Like I said, full crash detection. You guys can pull your levels off there. You guys can, if you guys are using HSS, you can use this as a gouge surface. So the sky's the limit on what you guys can do here. And, we really take SolidWorks to the next level using these fixtures with SolidCAM. So really makes it a lot easier for the programmer because, like I said, we can basically play this through here and, without even having to take up machine time, as long as my fixtures are all set like they're supposed to be, I can see if I have any crashes or anything like that. So definitely use this to your advantage. But like I said, take note that anytime you guys add a new Mac position or new position period, always want to have a new setup to go along with that. So even if you guys aren't using fixtures. Now, if you guys were taking this part front to back, what you guys could do is, actually, let's just get back to that other part real quick here. I'll show you something else we can do here. All right, so what we'll do is let's just delete what we have here, delete the setup, and let's just get rid of this guy, and get rid of that fixture. So let's say you guys just want a single part, just want to take this and flip it over. So what we can also do is, instead of having that second vise over there, because it's not what you actually have on your table, you're just going to basically run this part, take it out, flip it, and then run the backside. What you can do is do your insert component, and I have to browse to this real quick. So what you want to do, and it gets to be a little bit busy on the screen here, but what I'll actually do is have both vices on there at the exact same time. So I can come over here and I'm going to do that dissolve subassembly again. And we'll do a float on that one. Make sure I can open. Yep. So now what we'll do is we'll mate it up like we kind of did before. So grab the bottom of there and run to there. Grab this back side. Grab their front side here. And then what we'll do is another width mate here. Okay, so you can kind of see how we have it. Like I said, it gets a little busy for a second here, but what we'll do now is just synchronize my target here. And what we'll do now is create a second op on the back, but what we can do is create a second fixture. So we'll do define fixture like we did before. And we'll just call this clamping fixture op2. And we'll just click on those components again. So now what I can do is, so it's not so busy in here, I can come back to my SolidWorks and just do a hide component. So that's what you're all going to see here. So now what I can do is come over here. We'll delete that second coordinate system because it's no longer there. And we'll re-add a Mac2. Put that on the back face here. And that will work. And like I said before, what you always want to do is add that second machine setup. And we'll label this as Mac2. And clamping fixture. Hit OK. And we'll do our face mill this way here. And we'll just machine into it a little bit here, minus 20 thou. So now when I go to solid verify it, my vise and everything should show up correctly in here. So you'll see I'm actually working on my backside. Machine that off. Now if we were to play this all together here, do solid verify, you'll see my vise is actually set up correctly for that op1. Give it a second here while it has this roughed out. And then switched over to the op2, got a little faster, and then it face milled off this op2 side. So like I said, this is if you're just taking the part out, flipping it, sticking it back in the same vise, or if you guys are running several vices in a row, you guys can do this too. One real nice thing too you guys can do is if you guys are having three of the same parts and you want to run the same toolpath 3 different times and you want to have 3 different work offsets. Nice feature inside SolidCAM is if you double click where it says CAM part and you come to the I number of fixtures, you can put that number of, let's say you guys have 3 fixtures in there. What it's going to do is it's going to produce G code for all 3 fixtures. So what it's going to do is your first part will be G54, be 55 and 56, and what it's going to do, it's going to do all the iMachining for this one, all the iMachining for this one, all the iMachining for this one, and then come back and do the face mill, face mill, face mill. So that's another way of definitely saving you guys a lot of time instead of having to program that part multiple times. We just use that I number of fixture and we can do it that way. So real nice and easy that way to do. So I think that about wraps it up for the fixture for the KevCAM Night School. Definitely, if I open up my YouTube channel here and we go to my channel here, it's labeled as SolidCAM University. I have all the night classes that we do in here, and some also tips and tricks on what goes on inside SolidCAM, and trying to get a video up every day, but it's going to be a little bit more tougher than I was thinking here. But so definitely, if you guys need to use this as a reference, definitely come back here, check it out, or shoot me an email at kevin.rankle, that's RANKL @solidcam.com. And if you guys have any suggestions or anything like that, And definitely for those of you that are new to the KevCAM Night School, we have the Tell a Friend program. What that Tell a Friend is you just tell us, you got the guy down the street that has a machine shop, you tell them about SolidCAM and they get into a demo, you get $50. But if you guys actually mention the KevCAM, you got this from the KevCAM Night School, that's actually double. So instead of getting $50, it's $100. No strings attached. It's a Visa prepaid card. It's already activated for you, so you don't have to pay to get it activated. Like I said, no strings attached. Now, if that friend of yours ends up buying, you get 20% of that deal. So pretty sweet program we have there, and just want a quick touch base on that also. But if you guys do have any suggestions that you would like to see inside SolidCAM, you can go to our website, and I'll bring that up here. If you just do on the search KevCAM, click on KevCAM registration, you'll see these are all the different classes that are coming up. But if you guys have one that you would like to see in particular, please let me know and we'll create a class for you. And like I said, we're just kind of using this as a after-hours teaching tool for you guys. So hopefully you got something out of it, enjoyed it, and if you have any questions, definitely give us a call. Support line number, that for those who don't know it, is 866-975-1115 extension 2, or like I said, you can shoot me an email at kevin.rankle@solidcam.com. So like I said, that about wraps it up, and hope you guys have a great night, and hopefully you got something out of this. Bye-bye now.